Welcome to Truth by Billie Beene. Today's date, May 20, 2026. Time in Texas about 11 a.m. Some of the things we'll cover. Texas power is out in some areas. Ebola update. President Trump definitely winning. U.S. intel. It appears that Iran is imminent. We have this from space weather. The sun is quiet today, but we're hearing that certain levels of the atmosphere are now collapsing. As I put out, we do have an ongoing pole shift. We do have a decreasing electromagnetic shield that's opening certain areas in the atmosphere, especially with the ozone layer being affected. So that's going on and causing, we're soon to see dramatic changes in our weather coupled with the super El Nino that's going on in the Pacific. With regard to AI data centers in Texas, as I put out in my previous video, it appears that the AI centers are going to take much of the U.S. power and water supplies. Texas Ag Commissioner calls for a pause in Texas AI data centers. I believe we have something like 10 going up. In Houston this morning, about 4:30 a.m., we had 18,000 people without power. We're experiencing in two-thirds of Texas thunderstorms, a cold front interacting with the atmosphere, bringing strong thunderstorms, hail, and wind. In many areas, including the area in which I live, we've had 3 to 5 inches of rain. We're expected to continue that pattern for the next week. So that's going on. And we have this from U.S. intel. So military analysts have looked at what's going on in the Middle East, and it appears that the U.S. military is positioning assets that mirror what the U.S. military did just before February 28 when they began to hit Iran. So it appears, coupled with the fact last night we had a General Kane, head of the Joint Chiefs, and Admiral Cooper and other top generals rushing to a meeting last night at CENTCOM about 6 p.m. We have this from Stephen Gardner. It's coming out that AOC, she's a Democrat from Minnesota, I believe, Somali American, around whom many questions swirl, including it appears that she actually married her blood brother in order to bring him into the U.S. The DOJ is now investigating AOC for immigration fraud. We have this from J.D. Vance. We know that J.D. Vance initially was not totally on board with the conflict in Iran, but he says now, what he knows now, he's eternally grateful to President Trump for bringing the military action against Iran and to stop Iran from getting nukes. We have President Trump winning in many of the elections that went on last night, including the taking down of Republican Bill Cassidy in Louisiana and taking down Massey in Kentucky. And we have an update on Ebola. So I listened this morning to Dr. John Campbell. He's a nursing prof in the UK, and I find his site good. He brings this out about the Ebola. Yes, could it have been weaponized? Absolutely. But what we are seeing in Africa now is a new strain, Bundibugyo, for which there is no vaccine and no viral treatment. The number of deaths has increased. Yesterday it was 131. Today it's 179. Yesterday the cases were about 500. Today they're 600. There is a travel ban to the U.S. Anyone who is not an American citizen who has traveled to certain areas of Africa is being banned from coming into the U.S. And we have this. The reason the Ebola appeared in Africa, it's believed, it's a zoonotic, spread from animals, is the cultural habit of eating what's called bush meat, wild animals. Also, the cultural practice with the treatment of their dead, of touching the dead bodies. And Ebola continues to be contagious with dead bodies and is on the skin. So touching the dead body will also spread the disease. We do know that 2 U.S. doctors, one positive and one exposed to the Ebola, are now being treated in Germany, and that 4 nurses are being treated in the UK. That supports my position yesterday. I was alarmed by this spread among the medical personnel. So that's going on, and the Ebola is an RNA virus, such as we saw with COVID. And we have this, President Trump winning. He also picked up in Kentucky for the Senate, Andy Barr. That was the candidate he was backing. Also in Kentucky, Massey out, and the candidate President Trump was backing, Ed Galbine, will now be running for that position. And of course, Bill Cassidy is out of the running for the Senate in Louisiana. And we have this from TFI Global. Putin and Xi continue to supply not only intel to Iran, but weapons, with Russia supplying drone parts to Iran via the Caspian Sea. And with the intel Russia and China are providing to Iran, they are determining which U.S. military bases will be hit. So this concludes my update. I love you, and I'll see you soon.